Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another show on my CD collection. This is part 117. Had to use my old camera again because the webcam that I've been using has been acting up and shit. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I just gotta investigate what's going on. But enough of that. Without further ado, show you some of the CDs. I'm gonna kind of go through these fast because I only got limited time. Alright, so first album I'm gonna show you guys is Madonna's self-titled album. Titled Madonna, released in 1983. This is her first album. Very, very dope album. Known for singles like Lucky Star, Borderline, Everybody. Like, this whole album is fucking dope, man. I really love this album. Madonna, her prime, and back when she was beautiful, man. To me, Madonna's best years, in my personal opinion, is from 83 to 98, my personal opinion. Like the only album I didn't really care for around that time was like a Prayer. I didn't really care for that album too much. Like a Virgin, I don't remember too much. I gotta revisit that. But like True Blue, Erotica, all those other albums, Ray of Light. I love those albums, man. But yeah, I'm glad our owners got this dirt cheap. I got it at Goodwill and shit, so had to get it. You know what I mean? Very dope album, dope synth pop type shit, that good early 80s shit, that 82, 83 sound that, I love and shit, very, very dope. This is Madonna with self-titled album released in 1983, dope shit. Get a swig of water. Alright. Next album, so glad I got this album. Madonna with Bedtime Stories, released in 1994. You guys should know about Madonna, like I said before. I showed you guys her Erotica album that she dropped 2 years before. This album was a little bit more tamer compared to Erotica. The story with this album is that the producers that she's worked with for Erotica, the music that he was providing her for this album was pretty much the same as Erotica. She kind of wanted to stray away from that sound, because that's one thing about Madonna. She never makes the same album sonic-wise. She always makes different sounds and stuff. Like she always experiments with different sounds. So that's the case with this album. This time was like more like not an apology, but kind of like, like all the shit that I did on Erotica, just for y'all to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna just put this album. She focused more on the music than more on the lyrics. Lyrics wasn't as dirty as Erotica, but this is a great album. She wanted a different direction on this album. She wanted more R&B. I consider this an R&B album. I don't care what nobody says. You got producers like Babyface, Dallas Austin, Dave Jam Hall, who's worked on Mary J. Blige on her first album and stuff like that. But very, very dope album. I really love this album. You got songs like Secret, Something's coming over, Something's coming over me, My baby got a secret. That shit. All these years, I never knew that was Madonna. I never knew that. I thought that was somebody like, I don't know, like Janet Jackson, because she was making music like that. Especially on Janet album that I showed you guys a couple months ago. But yeah, you got joints like that. You got Inside of Me, classic song right there. Human Nature, that uses the same beat as what's the song? Not Set It Off, by Main Source. What You Need. I think that joint right there is the same beat and everything. So she did her thing, dope beat on that. Take a Bow, that was pretty big back in the 90s. Again, I never knew that was her. But yeah, Bedtime Stories was released in 1994. Definitely one of her most underrated albums in her discography. I consider this an R&B album, in my personal opinion. I don't. It's sad that you don't really hear too many people talk about this album. When it comes to R&B, you know what I mean? Just because it's Madonna. But this has been Madonna, Bedtime Stories, released in 1994. Very dope stuff. Alright, next album. Glad I got my hands on this. Is Beastie Boys with Check Your Head. I believe this is their third album. Yeah, this is their third album, Check Your Head, released in 1992. This is definitely one of my favorite albums from them. Love this album. I mean, you got joints like Pastor Mike, I prefer part two better. That's just my personal opinion. Which I wish it was on this version. But there's one that came out in 2009 that came with bonus tracks. So I think it comes with a two disc. I believe that's the Japanese version. I definitely need to get my hands on that. So you got joints like Pass the Mic, like I said before. So What You Want, very dope. Dope remix too. I think DJ Muggs did the remix to that. That was pretty dope too. Finger Licking Good, I love that joint. Mark on the Boss, Professor Booty, Namaste. Like, this whole album is fucking dope, man. I really love that. What about the thing about this album? They were doing like a little bit more live instrumentation compared to the first two albums, where it was like more sample based, especially like Paul's Boutique, which I'm not really a fan of. I know, sorry, bro, I'm not really a fan of Paul's Boutique. I think it's overrated in my opinion, but I respect it. It's not my favorite. But with this album, they was using more live instrumentation, less sampling, even though they did sample, but it's like a nice mixed bag, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is Check Your Head by Beastie Boys, released in 1992. Dope shit right here. Next album, I should have gotten these years ago, just never got around to it because it's something that's always cheap. Let me get a swig of water. Alright. Next album, Outkast Aquemini, released in 1998. Very, very, very dope album. A lot of people consider this to be their best album. This would be like my third favorite. My first favorite is ATLiens. Spoiler alert, because I didn't do the ATLiens album review, so I will do that. But ATLiens is my favorite album from them. Then Southern Playlist of California. Then this album, and then Stan Coney, which I need to get my hands on. But yeah, Aquemini, this released in 1998, very dope album. I mean, you got joints like Rosa Parks, which is a single. Skewing on the Barbecue, that was a single as well. The Art of Storytelling, Part 1 and 2, very dope. Mamacita, love that joint. West Savannah is probably like my favorite joint on that. Spotty Up, Dopalicious, love that song. It's an instrumental track. That song is so timeless. It's a type of joint that you play, when you're having a barbecue with your boys or, with your family and stuff like that. Or you just do whatever. You could be cleaning the house, cooking, you could do whatever. You could have sex to it. You could do whatever. That's a perfect song to do anything to. I mean, I love it. Just so you can drive to that joint. That's how good that song is, man. Y'all Scared, you know what I mean? Liberation, you know what I mean? This whole album is fucking dope, man. Aquemini by Outkast, released in 1998. Very dope joint right here. Then I should have gotten this album years ago, but like fuck it, might as well pick it up now. Got Usher with his fourth album, Confessions, released in 2004. This is actually the special edition because you guys know, if you know about this album, the original retail pressing is the one he has like the Scully. He's looking like this way, but this is the special edition. Love this joint. If you're gonna buy this album, this is the version that you want to get. This album was big when I was in high school. I mean, we're talking like 2004, 2005. Like this album right here, at the time, this is when he cheated on Chili from TLC. You know what I mean? So he just let it all out, man. And this is the album right here. It's fucking dope, man. You got songs like Yeah, featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris, which I'm not a fan of that song at all. Heard that so many times. Throwback featuring Jadakiss, that's fucking dope. Confessions 1 and 2. Burn, love that. Caught Up, I love that song. Caught Up is like one of those songs that, you and your boys, you coming home, about to get ready to go to the clubs, you gotta do your pre-gaming. That's a song to play to when you pre-gaming. Love that joint. This whole album is fucking dope. I mean, you got songs like that. You got Take Your Hand, Follow Me, My Boo with Alicia Keys, Seduction. Then you got the Confessions Part 2 remix with Shine, Kanye West, and Twister. I could have done without that, honestly. Wasn't too crazy about that. Simple Things, Truth Hurts. I mean, this whole album is fire. This is his magnum opus. I do have his first album. I could have sworn I had My Way, his second album, but I gotta check and see. But I don't think I have that. But I gotta check and see. But yeah, Usher with Confessions released in 2004. I also need to get H701. And to me, it seemed like after this album, he just went downhill from there. That's just my personal opinion. But this is Usher with Confession. This is a special edition released in 2004. Alright. Next album is Cypress Hill with Rise Up. I believe this is their 8th album, I want to say. Don't remember. This was released in 2010. Not that good. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like production was like all over the place. DJ Muggs only did maybe like 1 or 2 tracks. I don't remember. It really wasn't that good. Like, and you know, you be real, even takes a shot at production. I'm not really crazy about his beats like that. I'm gonna be real with you. The only song I really liked from this album was "Take My Pain" featuring Everlast. That was pretty dope. The Dangerous was pretty good. Shut 'Em Down was okay. And the Armada Latina, I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's a song that should have been for Mark Anthony. It just felt like more like a Mark Anthony song featuring Cypress Hill and Pitbull. That's all it was, you know what I mean? I understand that they were trying to cater to like the Latin audience and stuff, like the Latin pop audience, but it's just, I don't know, it's not Cypress Hill, man. This is my personal opinion. I don't really care for that. But yeah, this is Cypress Hill with Rise Up, released in 2010. I'd rather listen to Stone Raiders over that shit, and I ain't really care for Stone Raiders. Alright, now we get to the creme de la creme. Alright, next album. Whew, so glad I got this. To me, a West Coast classic. It's just a shame that a lot of people don't talk about it as much. Yeah, I'm just glad I got it. And it is Seagram with Reality Check, released in 1994. Very, very, very dope album. I love this album. It's really dark, you know what I mean? That real dark G-Funk sound. You know, production by I believe like, you know, Mike Mosley. I think DJ Darryl did a couple beats on this. Let me see. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. But yeah, and then I think Seagram himself made beats himself on this album. But I love this album. It's very dope, very dark. Production wise, to compare it, if you guys like Sibo's Tales from the Crypt, then I'll definitely recommend this album. And you got songs like Gangsta Living. I love that joint right there. It uses the song, I forgot the name of the song, but it's by Loose Ends. It's from the last album from 1990. Very dope album. Uses that same beat. Where Do We Go From Here? Love that joint. That's that night riding music. No matter the cost, I love that. The old school, the town. This whole album is fucking solid, man. I could listen to this album without skipping the track. 13 Deep, love that joint. But yeah, Gangsta Reality Check by Seagram, released in 1994. Rest in peace to Seagram. Alright, next album. Another West Coast classic. We're gonna go to LBC real quick. Alright. We got Doveshack. Well, this is the Doveshack, released in 1995. Very, very dope album. Love this shit right here. Yeah, it's a great album. Doveshack, they're known for their affiliation with Warren G. They were featured on the song This Is the Doveshack on the regular G-Funk era album from 94. Dope album, in my opinion. Well, they named the album after the name of the song. So, oh shit, you got King T in the background. Shout out to King T. But yeah, Doveshack. We got songs like Smoke Out. I love that. It's probably my favorite song off the album. Summertime in the LBC, which was the single off the album. Bomb Drop, that was another single. I love that joint. Very dope. Very dark. You know what I mean? Fucking Mouth. Freestyle. Ghetto Life. Eastside Party. We Funk, the G Funk. That's a single as well. Yeah, this whole album is fucking dope, man. This is that summertime in a barbecue kind of music right here, man. Like, you're in the hood, you know, you chilling with your boys, your family. Another joint that you can play in the background. You know what I mean? Very, very dope album. This is Doveshack by Doveshack, released in 1995. Very dope. Next album, still on LBC. Finally got my hands on this. So glad I got it. Is Twinz with Conversation. This was released in 1995, and another group that was affiliated with Warren G. And what's crazy with this album is that this album and this album, they were both released the same day. That's fucking crazy, man. So they weren't really heavily promoted, unfortunately. But it's a very dope album. If you guys like production-wise, if you guys like Warren G's first album, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Warren G does the production on the album. I think the only joint that he didn't do was 4 Eyes, 2 Heads. That was produced by Superfly, dope producer as well. You got songs like Round and Round, which I believe is a single. Eastside LB was a single as well. Sorry I Kept You, fucking dope. Jump to This. Hollywood. My favorite song off this album is a First Round Draft Pick. That is so ill. One of Warren G's illest beats he's ever done, in my personal opinion. Don't Get It Twisted, Pass It On. This whole album is dope. But if I have to say, I prefer this album over this. That's just my personal opinion. But this is a good album. It's out of print and it goes for a little bit of money. But I ended up paying, I think, like $21 for this shit. But I had to get it, man. But yeah, this is Twinz by Conversation by Twinz, released in 1995. Very dope album, very underrated. Alright, next album. I'm so glad I got this shit right here. Had to get it. Prince with Originals. This was released about, I want to say, like 2 months ago. This is a very dope album, dope concept. What it is pretty much songs that he wrote for other people, like Gigolos Get Lonely by Morris Day and the Time, Sex Shooter by Apollonia 6 and all that, Apollonia 6, you know, shit like that. Songs he did for Rendezvous, for Shirley E and stuff like that. He made his own renditions of those songs. So he originally made it for himself, but then he gave it to the other people. You got joints like Sex Shooter by by Apollonia, but he does his own version. It's pretty much cover version of songs that he wrote for other people, his version. So you got Sex Shooter, Jungle Love, Noon Rendezvous, 100 Miles Per Hour, Makeup, Holly Rock, Baby You're a Trip, Glamorous Life, fucking dope. Gigolos Get Lonely, that shit is dope. You know what I mean? Dear Michelangelo, What You Would Love to Love Me. Yo, this whole shit is dope, man. I love his rendition of Sex Shooter. The Noon Rendezvous, I was a little bit disappointed with, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of prefer Shirley E's version. That's my personal opinion. But everything else, Glamorous Life, killed that. Gigolos Get Lonely. This whole thing is pretty dope, man. If you're a Prince fan, I highly recommend it. You can get it anywhere. Unfortunately, this is not the Target edition, because the Target edition has an extra track. It's like 16 tracks. This has 15. But I'm just glad to have this. I heard rumors they're gonna put out another one, so I'm looking forward to that. This is Prince with Originals, released in 2019. Excuse me. Next album, I'm gonna give a big shout out to my guy Freddy Lugo. He blessed me with these. Is Who's the Man soundtrack, released in 1993. Dope movie, dope soundtrack. Unfortunately, this is the edited version. I didn't think anything of it, but should have known better. But it is what it is. But shout out to Freddy Lugo anyways. You got songs like Party of Bullshit was his biggest first song that put him out. Well, not really put him out, but like his as a solo artist, let's just say. Let's Go Through the Motions, fucking dope. What's Next on the Menu, fucking love that joint. You Don't Have to Worry about Mary J. Blige. Hitting Switches, which is also featured on His first album, No Pressure, was a dope album. Father MC, Ease Up with Third Eye and Group Home, that's fucking dope. Spark 950 and Timbo King with Hello to Me. Very, very, very dope album, man. Dope movie, dope soundtrack. I definitely need to get my hands on the dirty version, but this is a dope soundtrack. This is released. This is Who's the Man soundtrack, released in 1993. And one thing I noticed, this version doesn't have Who's the Man, from House of Pain, because I believe that was on the soundtrack, but it wasn't on this version. I don't know why. It's pretty stupid, but yeah. Who's the Man soundtrack, released in 1983. Next album, still in the Freddie Lugo stash. It is Nate Dogg with his second album, Music Me, released in 2001. This is a very, very dope album. I mean, you got songs like I Got Love. I love that. That shit's so dope. You got Keep It Gangsta with Little More Exhibit. Pretty dope. Pledge Allegiance with Pharoah Monch. Fire. And Pharoah Monch is playing in the background, ironically. Yo Wife featuring Dr. Dre, Can't Nobody. Real Pit with Ludacris. Woo! Fire, son. Diddy Dum, Diddy Do with Snoop and the East Siders. Woo! That shit is ill. Yeah, whole album is pretty dope. Rest in peace to Nate Dogg. I definitely need to get his first album that he dropped in '98, the double disc album, G-Funk Classics, that came out in '98. Definitely need to get my hands on that. But this is Nate Dogg with Music Me, released in 2001. Dope album. Next album. So glad I got my hands on this. Thank you for Freddie Lugo. It is Scarface with The Fix. It's released in 2002. Very, very dope album. This album got him 5 mics. This is his first 5 mics album. I mean, there's no track list in here, but you got songs like the self-titled track, The Fix, Guess Who's Bizak with Beanie Sigel, Jaded, and Jay-Z. That's a classic song that was big when I was in high school back in 2002. It was big. Another song, My Block, that was another single as well. I forgot the other single. I think there was like 3 singles. I know Guess Who's Bizak was a single, but they didn't have a video for that, sadly. My Block, I believe, was the biggest single of the album. But this album is a classic. I love it. You know what I mean? Definitely need to get more Scarface albums. So far, I have his first 3. That's Mr. Scarface Back. I have The World Is Yours. I have The Diary. And I have The Last of a Dying Breed. And I have this. So I need to get the Untouchables that came out in '97. That's another dope album. But this is The Fix by Scarface, released in 2002. Dope album. This album, this is the last album by Freddie Lugo, man. Thank you. I've been wanting to get this album for years. He blessed me with this shit, man. So glad I got this shit. And it is Real Live, The Turnaround, A Long-Awaited Drama, released in 1996. This is one of the best. Alright, sorry about that. One of the best albums to come out in 1996, man. I love this album. Man, the production on this album is phenomenal. You got songs like Pop the Trunk. I love that with the Redman sample. The Gimmicks, They Got Me. Whew. Ain't No Love. Oh my god, I love that shit. All I Ask of You, which just had like an R&B type of feel to it, but it's dope. Iceberg Slick is fucking dope. Real Life Shit. Whew. That was a single as well. Crime Is Money. Oh, I love that shit. That's probably like my favorite song. Money and Shows. And then you got the Real Life Shit remix with Ghostface, Capadonna, Lord Tariq of Money Boss Players, and Killer Sin of Killer Army, man. Hold Your Head Up, Killer Sin, man. This is a fucking great album. This album usually goes for a little bit of money online. You expect to pay at least $30 and up. But I gotta, he blessed me with this shit right here. Thank you, Freddie Lugo, man. Love this album. Very dope. Dope Jersey hip hop right here. Fucking dope. I gotta go through these fast. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 more, so I'm gonna try to go through these fast. Alright, next album I have is DJ Honda with his debut album. H. This is a Japanese version I told you guys about a couple months ago. this version is different because this one has it has some of the same songs. Some songs that was on the US version is not on this album. This album, it has a little bit, is more aggressive production wise compared to the first album. Even though the first album is dirty, but this is kind of a little bit dirtier. But you got songs like That's My World. You got songs like Game of Death featuring Eric Sermon, Cold Blooded. What Did You Expected? You know, that song's the same as the US version. I think this version with Guru, I think the beat has a little bit more reverb compared to the first one. To the US version, they got Freestyle 95. It's pretty much the same as the one in on the US version. Then you got Brett and Jerry. I think that's with Volume 10. Dope underground West Coast rapper. Earth Till Is Down. What It Look Like. Out for the Cash, which is pretty dope. I like this version. Pretty dope. That's the one that has Fat Joe, Common, Beat Nuts and stuff like that. Dope shit right here, man. Very dope, very aggressive, very dark. You know what I mean? If you're gonna get this, get it. This is the one you want to get too as well. I got it from overseas, from Japan. No, I got it from China, and it was cheap. So I just had to wait a couple weeks over it. But yeah, this is the Japanese version of his debut album, released in 1995. The US version came out in 96. I mean, yeah. Then we got H2. This is the Japanese version. This came out in 1997. The US version came out in 98. Couple of differences with this album. You got a song with Camp Lo called Discotheque. That was pretty dope. Blaze It Up with featuring Black Attack. It sounds a little bit different. The beat is different. It's arranged different. I prefer the one, the US version. That's just me personally. It's another song. There's a song called For Every Day That Goes By featuring Narcotics. That's pretty dope. That's not included in the first album, in the Japanese version. Who's a Tri-Fist? That's also not featured on the album, on the US version. Sometimes I don't think that was on it too. WF2 featuring Cuban Link, Juju, Vic, Al Tariq, and Black Attack. I don't think that was on the US version. Kill That Noise featuring Problems remix. That's also wasn't on the album, the US version. Fuck that with Black Attack. So like I said, this is the Japanese version. This came out in 97. Very, very dope, man. Highly recommended. We got 4 more. Then we got Timbaland with Tim's Bio, live from the motion pictures, live from the soundtrack from the Basement. This was released in 1998. This is his debut album, his solo debut album. This was like more of a producer's album. You know what I mean? I mean, he does some rapping, but he has people like rapping and singing on this album. But this was like more of a R&B album, if you ask me. I mean, you got Lobster and Script with Jay-Z. It wasn't that crazy about that. Here We Come was pretty dope. What You Know About This, that was pretty dope. What You Talking About, Can't Nobody. Fat Rabbit featured Ludacris. This is his first appearance on Wax. It was also featured on Incognito. It was also featured on Back for the First Time. John Blaze, Keep It Real. 3:30 in the morning, Birthday, very dope. I'm gonna cut it short because I'm running out of time. So I have 3 left and I'll show it in the next video. Alright? Peace!